Yo, haven't made a video in a while, and a lot has happened since my last video. We had majority of Democrats, voting to defund Israel of all foreign aid, including humanitarian aid. We have the Ukraine war intensifying rapidly, now turning into more of an energy war. We had the death of Lindsey Graham. What else do we have? The MOU is officially over. The U.S. is back at war with Iran. Straits closed again. Lots of stuff has happened, but I do want to focus back on the Iran war and how the Houthis are joining the fight in Iran. The Houthis are a terrorist group based out of Yemen, which are funded by the IRGC, Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. But why does it matter that the Houthis are joining the fight? Well, the Houthis are threatening to close another major waterway, the Bab al-Mandeb, which links to the Red Sea, which then links to the Gulf of Aden. So we have the Red Sea all the way in the north, the Bab al-Mandeb right in the middle, and then all the way in the south is the Gulf of Aden. Now those all line with one big shipping route with 17% of the world's oil traveling through there. Now the key point is the Bab al-Mandeb, which the Houthis do control, and they could shut down at any given moment. The Houthis joined the fight after Saudi Arabia bombed a Houthi-controlled airbase in Yemen. Why did the Saudi Arabians attack this Houthi-controlled airbase? Well, Iran was trying to send a plane full of presumably supplies, weapons, and ammunition to the Houthis to eventually attack the Gulf countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq, all those. And in doing so, this has sparked a domino effect. The Saudi Arabians attack the Houthis plane, the Houthis attack them, Saudi Arabians strike back, and the dominoes are just going to keep going. And a Houthi official came out and said that they will close the Bab al-Mandeb Strait, which would completely stop all shipping. So they would completely close that strait, which they have control of because it is connected to Yemen, which they are in control of. They would completely close that strait, and they said they would send gas prices to $200 a barrel. Rather, oil, not gas prices. Send oil prices to $200 a barrel. On top of this, we have a lot more happening in the Iran war, like Trump threatening a ground invasion, Trump also threatening an energy war. Meaning, instead of attacking things like drone facilities and missile launch platforms and ships and bombs and all that and trying to destroy Iran's nuclear facilities, they're going to be focusing on attacking energy facilities, meaning they're going to hit Iran's oil, they're going to hit their gas stations, and I mean, yes, literally individual gas stations, like what's happening in Russia, what the Ukrainians are doing, and completely just destroying their economy by diminishing every single source of energy, whether that is a windmill, or that's a gas station, or that's an oil factory. Every single thing would be attacked. And again, this would start a domino effect with Iran coming out and saying, okay, you do that to us, we're going to do the same thing to every single Gulf country, meaning Iraq, Kuwait, Bahrain, Jordan. They did actually attack Jordan, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, every single one of them, causing major energy shortages. And we have to understand that energy prices are up a lot right now because the Strait of Hormuz is closed. But there is oil at the other side of the strait. What I mean by this is the strait is closed, but there are a bunch of ships lined up ready to go through the strait the second it opens. So you could call this an energy war, but it's more just a tactic using energy. It's not an actual energy war. Now, if we got into an energy war, it would be completely destroying these boats of oil, which would take years and years to replenish and get back up to normal oil prices. Right now, to get back to normal oil prices, all you have to do is Iran open the strait without charging a toll, nothing weird. And in a few months, maybe even a few weeks, oil prices would be back to normal. So, believe it or not, oil and gas prices can get a lot worse by the Bab el Mandeb Strait closing, by the Houthis closing it, and if there is a gas or energy war, um, the Bab el Mandeb Strait, if that is closed, it would be the same as the Strait of Hormuz. Lines and lines of oil ships will be lined up to go through the second it opens. But if it is an energy war, all those ships will be destroyed, and it will take years on end, if not decades, to completely replenish and get oil prices back to around normal. Another big thing is Trump threatening a ground invasion. Now, he didn't particularly say too much about this. He was asked in a Fox News interview, I believe it was, and he just said it's not out of the role of possibility. And I think he also said that it would not be the United States Army, it would be other forces such as the Saudi Arabians, the UAE, any Gulf country, which will eventually just be another forever war, just like Iraq in 2003, just like Afghanistan, and just like every other war in US history. I mean, Vietnam War for that matter. So that's really just the basics of what's happening in the Iran war right now, threatening an energy war, threatening a ground invasion, but most likely not our troops, although it might end like that. More just stupid threats by Trump. I mean, he says, if you don't open the strait in 24 hours, we're going to bomb the shit out of you. And 24 hours later, Iran doesn't open the strait. He says, okay, we're going to give you another 48 hours, or we're really going to bomb you. And then the 48 hours comes up. He says, okay, now you have a week. But at the end of this week, this time I'm serious. You're really going to get bombed. And Iran, really, they just know it's a bluff. They know they have the upper hand. They know they have the Strait of Hormuz closed. They really have the upper hand in any way you see it. So, unfortunately, I don't think this war is going to be over anytime soon. But, yeah, I mean, I don't even know if it's going to be over by like 28. I mean, if it is a ground invasion, which Trump says is not out of the picture, Saudi Arabian forces go in, UAE forces go in, they need reinforcement, and then US troops move in, and now we're in Iraq all over again, we're in Vietnam all over again, we're fighting these stupid forever wars, spending trillions of dollars, and killing all of our people. I mean, it's insane, but that's my prediction of what's going to happen. This war is not gonna end in another few days. Remember, this was supposed to be a week-long war, 2-week-long war. It's going on like 150 days right now. I mean, this shit's insane, and I think it's gonna last for another 3 years. I think it's probably gonna make it the 28 election. But yeah, we'll just see what happens.